Hello, welcome to Retiring in Japan, the video journal of a 61-year-old now, retired American man living in Japan with my Japanese wife. Yesterday was interesting. It was my birthday, and I felt like I kind of crossed over a mountaintop, and now have begun kind of not a descent, although there is a slope. It's a sense of kind of a going smooth. I feel like the rough patch of this retirement journey is over. In fact, the roughest part of my life, the career and family, now that that active work is done, is complete. Moving on somewhere else, and that somewhere else is looks a lot like the landscape behind me. Not the tumult and noise and the junction, because it feels like a junction in the city, right? I mean, things are connected and happening. Here it's more just a landscape. There I am at now. Just wanted to report that sense. It's a really good feeling to be past the stress of those working years. This is maybe what retirement is, the best part of it, right? Before the decline. Well, with that, let's get started. This day begins. As for one thing I want to do today, I haven't thought about it. I just kind of started the camera. Let me give it a little thought. What am I going to do today? Let me think about it. Okay, but for now, let's walk. All right, as I walk back down the mountain, I want to share with you an experience that's happening underway in the moment. There's Hirasawa. Goodbye, Hirasawa. More and more, I'm feeling like you know how sometimes there's that cinematic effect where you can have a character in the focus, and then they somehow do something with the lens, and they kind of get close while the background recedes back. You don't see that too much anymore. It used to be a trick that was done for a while, maybe back in the 90s with some movies. Anyway, that's what it feels like right now, or that's what the experience is. It doesn't just feel like it. It's almost a physical thing. I guess that's a feeling of sorts. What I'm trying to say is, it seems less cognition and more experiential of falling away from the fray. Like I was just listening to, I have a lineup of podcasts that I listen to, and more I'm not listening to them because they're like tuning in the radio dial to a station that somehow ghostly connected from the past far away, like listening to old radio, this is the BBC, and there's like, World War II period or something like that, some ancient history or some events far away that are interesting but no longer relevant. That's how that's how I feel, even though I know that it's still relevant to me. These things that I listen to, these podcasts, etc., are happening or being made by people who are in the moment of now, but they seem to be more invested in what's happening, like so many of the young people. And this dovetails into, or maybe builds upon, the experience that I mentioned a few weeks ago about how I feel like I'm just beginning to let the young people, it's their turn. It's like I finished my shift. I can step aside and let the young people take over. And I've said it over and over again. I know that that's a dangerous perspective, right? That could lead to me kind of, falling away to the background. I'm doing everything I can to do that. But I'm noting the older people around me, my age and older still, who don't seem to be necessarily doing that. They seem to be getting on with their own quiet world. I'm finding my own quiet world too. It's a good quiet. It's a good world. Continuing my way back, I'm finding these trees just full of plums. Can you see them if this comes into focus? There they are. Really, really nice. Now these I don't think these would be used for umeboshi. They're a bit large. But very abundant, lots of plum trees all along lining this pathway here. Little orchard on my way back. Our morning dog walk is well underway, and you can see that there's some work going on at the old apartment site. They've put some sort of a concrete footing right there, and this is some sort of an entrance, and poured some concrete right here as well. And but that's about it. Slow moving, slow going. There they are. Time to do the laundry, but I wanted to show you out here amongst the plants. Look at this. Come on, focus. We've got strawberries. These are mountain strawberries. Yamaichigo. Let's try it. Tiny little thing. Very much strawberry flavor. Yummy. Let's hang laundry. Okay, we're at 7-Eleven. I needed to get some money to pay back some monies that Yumiko lent me for the flea market this weekend, because I forgot to stop at 7-Eleven, which is where I get all my remittance for my YouTube stuff. And we're gonna get breakfast while we're here. We've got a deal going on. So basically you get more for the same amount. Okay, just got the cash at the ATM. There's the stuff. It's a very pleasant, nice ATM. Right. Okay, we're looking at the food section now to find something for breakfast. The selections are pretty slim. This is pretty good. I've always enjoyed that. I've had that in the past. That's pretty good. They've got some noodle type of dishes. Ooh, ramen. And ramen for breakfast? I don't think so. A little too hearty. Onigiri. Sandwiches might be good. That's pretty heavy though. Let's go outside. The neighborhood is empty. I've been working pretty much all morning, getting caught up on my videos. So let's go out by the garden and the river. It's a beautiful day. Rain is going to come tomorrow and last for several days. Some more bamboo coming up. Kick. Yumiko said that some of the tomatoes actually have tomatoes starting to grow. Let's see if we can spot it. Oh yeah! There it is. I don't know if that's coming through. It's not quite focusing. Yeah, you can see it right there. Very nice. Oh, and these are starting to flower too. Look at that. Nice. Okay, let's go on down to the river. I left my shirt and towel hanging there. Our garden is just right up there. And right off the bat, I looked down and I found this bit of terracotta with a bit of blue glaze. A little bit from the past, huh? Lovely. I think it's a place I can sit right down that rock for just a little bit and get my feet used to the water. This is nice. I think I'm creating my own riverside gym. How fun. Guess what? The river behind my house is just fine for swimming. Clean, clear, and not very cold. This is going to be the place to hang out when those hot summer days come. Just, who needs the air conditioner? Just pop on down and have a dip. All right, guys, this has got to be the most incredible development yet in our return to Japan journey. But discovering that the Yoshida River is a great river to swim. Well, maybe not, you're not swimming, but you can lay in it. Like pools like this right here, you can totally lay down in there and you can even scoot along. And there's right over there, there's a crack right there, you can lay in there. And my ladder is right over there. I've got my towel and shirt hanging against it, and my house is right up there. And there's more pools up there. This is like gush. It's like, really? How? Pinch me. I just can't believe that this is true. Nice. Okay, now that I've discovered I have the river to relieve myself, not peeing, but to get away from the heat, I can do work in the yard with impunity. Hey, I wonder if those are some fellow Americans up there flying past the sun in that, isn't that a Chinook helicopter up there? I don't know if I can't even see if I get it in the frame. Hey guys, can you point the way to a cheeseburger? There's Yumiko. She must think I'm nuts. All right, Yumiko's back and she brought sushi. Yay! And we've got tea and we're ready to eat. Yes! All right, lunch is done. It was really good sushi. Boy, it's just empty. What a beautiful day, and it's just empty. Anyway, we're going to go to. Well, that's what it is. It feels like now, weekdays we just have the world to ourselves sometimes. Doesn't it feel that way? Us and all the old people and old dogs. So we're going to go now to after we get home. We're going to go to the hardware store and the supermarket. I want to get some sun screen now that I've discovered the river. I'll need to do that. So next stop, hardware store. We got coffee. Yumiko got a latte, and I love this cup. This big old iced coffee. Really good. 480 Rokujuen. So about $3 for these two coffees. Not a bad deal. Iced latte, no less. Nice.
The little one.
The little one, yeah. So initially I'm looking for some sunscreen, but I don't quite find the kind I'm looking for. I'd love to get something like I can get in the States, a big bottle of Copper Tone, but can't quite seem to find that. So we're gonna go to a proper drugstore next. Meanwhile, Yumiko is getting dog food and specialty goodies, treats, etc. Let's go see some of the dogs that are available to buy. Kitties too. It's got a toy in its mouth. Hey, little one. You're cute. Oh, husky. It's a cute little guy. Hey, cutie pie. Oh, aren't you cute? And as you can see, some of the prices down here. So 230,000 is about 18. Wait, is that right? About 1,800? No, 386,000. So that's like $3,000 or so. These are some expensive doggies. Wow. 163,000. So that's about an $1,100 dog right there. And so here, this is the outside of Kainz. That's how you pronounce it. Kainz. And it's just a big old, hardware store like, Lowe's or Home Depot if you're familiar with what's in the United States. And there are others like this in Japan. There's regional chains. And they have their vending machines and etc. Yumiko's in there paying and putting the stuff in the bag. I remembered I had forgotten to show you what it looks like from the outside. And what's popular right now is all these accessories. These are little covers that go on top of the insulator things that go on top of the air conditioning units to keep them cool. Seems to work pretty good. Plus with rainy season right around the corner, lots of umbrellas on sale. They have really good umbrellas. There's the bicycles. This would be a Japanese style electric bike. And they've had these for a long time. They work really, really well. And then lots of other types as well. Little cycle store. Okay, let's go find Yumiko. Oh, this is interesting too. A lot of women in Japan, when they're out, they don't want the sun exposure, so they wear these bonnets and with the full, almost facial covers there. Those are very popular, less popular than before. These are kind of interesting as well. See women riding around with that. Okay, now we're at this ginormous drugstore, and it's not the one we usually come to. It's the same brand we usually go to, but it's next to this pachinko parlor and next to a Kentucky Fried Chicken, which makes it really hard to get parking. But we succeeded, right in front of the door. We found it, so here's the selection. It's nowhere near as big as what you can get in the States, but this is pretty big, but it's kind of dusty, so clearly this is not the stuff everybody gets. SPF 30, and it's PA+++. So, but that one was PA+++++. even more pluses. Whatever that means.
Right.
But this will do. And now let's go find some snacks. Now we're looking for some snacks. They have the cheapest prices on snacks here. Oh, and cereals too. Yumiko's gonna get some
What's the difference?
breakfast cereals.
It's got nuts and seeds.
Ooh, it's heavy too. And I like to find my Ritz crackers, which are a real bargain. Oh, I was thinking about getting some coffee too, but I think I'm okay for that.
On the other side.
Ah, let's go. And the bento is over here, right? Got all the potato chips going on here. I love the popcorn bags too. But look at that. Yasu! Mama, look. 89 yen.
It's a little one, little bag.
That's like 70 cents. That is a little bag, but it's cheap too. Oh, there's a bigger bag right there. 218. That's a lot bigger. It's 118 grams.
My God, you know that is a lot more expensive here.
Really? Than the other one?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to the other one?
Yoshida.
Oh, there's a nice rice cracker mix right there. These are all different types of senbei. Rice crackers. And these are like chips and stuff. Oh, and they have more popcorn over here. I'm a big fan of popcorn. 108, that's a good price for an 80 gram bag of popcorn. But I've never tried that one. Could frankly do without the popcorn. Oh, this is Yumiko's favorite right there, but that's the one you say is more expensive? No. Hi, dozo. And for me, oh, these are the discount snacks. 90 and 100 yen. These are fun. Man, here's all the ramen, cup noodles and stuff. Okay, I'll turn it off while I search for what I'm looking for. And this place has notoriously very affordable bento. Like, look at this. There's a curry for $3.98 for so basically 400 yen. So, like $2.50. There's okonomiyaki for $3.48. So that's like $2.25. Katsudon right there for $3.98. So that's basically, $2.50, something like that. I think I almost got it right. There's karage set for, I don't see the price on that one. Really, really good prices. Oh, there's a good set full of karage. There's $6.94, that's more like it. Yumiko got some bread. Good price?
Yeah.
Nice. Look at some of the prices. Pretty good selection. Good prices too. Even before the half off. I forgot to add, if you come here at 5 o'clock, all of these bentos will be half off. So if you got one that's 400 yen, it'll be 200 yen, which would be like $1.25. You can get dinner for $1.25. Right, this is Supermarket Ando, Yoshida 10. So this is the one, this is our local market. So we're gonna get our stuff for dinner tonight. Yumiko pretty much shops here every day, which, if you're not familiar, is pretty much the norm in Japan. Daily shopping, fresh vegetables, fresh fish, etc., etc. Sometimes in the past, they would even shop, housewives would shop twice a day, once in the morning and then once in the evening. And then go to the various vendors. When we come here, we always like to check out the plant selection. Yasu, $1.50. That's a good price. That one's even cheaper. 200 yen. So,
Yeah, but look at it.
yeah, maybe it just needs a little help. And then over here, any good values over here? 100 yen for these pansies. Those are good prices. 100 yen for these. Oh, lilacs. And they're lavender, actually. For for 150 yen. So that's $1. Wow. I like that. That's a good price. I love lavender. Might like to get a couple on the balcony, and maybe plant a few downstairs on the on the patio area. There's this little tent area before you get in. You collect your basket, and Yumiko had an emotional moment. Our daughter Emily used to love these. Put these in the freezer. They also like a frozen pop. She loved those things, and of course everybody loves the kupe thingies. Those are yummy. Kind of beat the crowd today. By the way, some of you may be aware, Japan is going through a rice shortage of all things right now. Not a lot of rice to buy. California sending some to get instead. Okay, just a little something to add about when I was at Ando, the supermarket. I was standing there, and a woman came, very fine-looking woman, fine in the most appropriate manner. What I mean by that is she just looked beaming. A woman came walking over, and I immediately recognized her. She was an office worker at the school where I worked at. Never really got to know her very well because she was always in the office and I was always in the teaching stuff. But we knew one another. She was very pleasant back then. But back then she looked like I think I have looked most of my career, haggard, worn. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. She looked well. Life had for both of us. We wore our years on our face. Now we immediately caught up. Talked about all kinds of stuff. She was wondering where I had gone. She remembered that when I had stopped working at the school, and so I brought her all up to speed. Daughter, everything like that. She was really curious about Emily. Turns out she's a grandmother now. She's only maybe 1 or 2 years older than me. She's retired now, and she occupies her time helping her daughter out with her grandchildren. So here's the thing. Here's why she looks so fine. I think it was the retirement. She'd been retired for a while now, and she just wore it so well. She had her hair colored. It was kind of a light color. She's clearly been getting lots of exercise. The stress of life seems to have, fallen away from her face. Like I don't know if it's too late for me. Probably too late for me to stop wearing this scowl, the creases of all those years. Anyway, enough about that. I was really happy to meet her. We had a really nice talk right there in the middle of the produce section, right there in front of the baked sweet potatoes. And I went over and I told Yumiko about it. And it was all in Japanese. And I talked to Yumiko earlier. I said, we were driving from Kynes over to Ando and along in the car. And I said, you know what? I said, Yumiko, maybe I'll try to find a job, doing something. Because there's so many foreigners that are doing jobs that I'm seeing like at convenience stores and restaurants and stuff. It seems to be on the rise with the Japanese population going down. Maybe I can get a job that I can do some part-time work to throw me in the middle of all the Japanese, right? To get me to improve my Japanese. And this is the second time Yumiko has basically dissuaded me from that. She thought about it for a second. She was quiet, which means she's deliberating, and she suggested in as polite a manner as possible that I do not do that. She said, in her words, I'm doing fine. And then when I told her that I had spoken to this woman in Japanese the whole time, catching up, and she's like, see, you can do it. But it's interesting. I'll have to talk to Yumiko a little more. Maybe she knows that what I'm experiencing now is good for me, especially if the Healthy Life Index is true. And I'm 61 now, and 66 is going to be the end of the good years, statistically speaking. Maybe she knows that it's better to not compromise that, especially now that the PEF, the peaceful, easy feeling, is becoming part and parcel of everything now. The friggin' weight of all those years of career is really starting to slough off now. Yeah, slough off. Get away from me. Okay, I think it's almost dinner time. All right, it's dinner time. Look at this. What kind of fish is that, Yumiko? Saba.
It's mackerel.
Mackerel, and we've got the soybeans and meat. What's that called in Nihongo?
What?
Kore.
Edamame.
Edamame. Oh, okay. Edamame and meat, and then some miso soup.
That's left over from a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay. That was good. And then we got green tea, various pickles. All ready to go. Say no. Itadakimasu. Thank you for making dinner. Well, we're winding down the day. We're at Yoko's place. Pick her up to go do the dog walk. It's been a good day. got the things we wanted to do done, although I don't really remember what they were. We did what did we do today? Some shopping, a few things. There was something we did. Oh, I worked in the garden. There was that. There's something else I did. I can't remember. Anyway, we were just walking.
Went swimming.
I was swimming in the river, and we were walking, and we were just talking about how the fun things that we're starting to do, and we're looking forward to the future. So yeah, and I thank you for joining us. It was fun. Arigato. Ah, konbanwa.
締め出された。
All
締
right.
me 出された。
So have a great one. Be safe, but not too safe. Maybe join us tomorrow if you want. Take care. That's not Yoko, by the way.
上も下も。